We are live.
All right.
All right, Shalom, Ahchyam. First and foremost, we'd like to give all praises and highest honors to Yahweh Bashim
Rahul.
Zai,
Shem
Bashim
Kadash.
Lachak Kodash. Um, this is the brothers from Detroit, the Grand Rapids camp, Detroit,
Con.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right, and the Spirit has put it on us once again. We come with an open session. Basically, we are going to talk about a lot of things that's been happening in the news, especially revolving around DJ Trump and
Right.
his antics, and basically how he's become a Fuhrer. All right, what is it called? Not a socialist, but not a or a democracy is
Uh,
basically a
he's
dictatorship.
yeah, he's become a dictator.
Right, the Fuhrer, the dictator himself, has basically put a lot of things into action, and they're not bringing any light to the abilities that he's been given in this government shutdown. All right, he's been given a lot of power within. I just watched two videos about that. I'll go in depth about it later in another video. Okay, but the abilities that he's been given so far with this government shutdown. All right, he has one of the main things he has the ability to do. That individual. I learned this in the Pale White Horse, written by Jim Cooper, I think it was something Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
William Cooper,
William Cooper.
who and basically within it, he was saying that if they have a national emergency in the United States, that they freeze the Constitution. So right now, as we speak, you have no constitutional rights. They can come and they can take you to jail for whatever reason. A drone can shoot your motherfucking house and they can justify it. Can't nobody do shit about it. You understand? By him being in the position that he's in right now, power, the Constitution has no weight. And he can be in a state of emergency, like as you know right now, being in a state of emergency is different from when the government is shut down because all these
Con,
agencies are still open. You see what I'm saying?
con,
But you can be in a national emergency 2, 3, 4 months from now. People can forget all about that shit.
mm-hmm.
All right, because they thinking as long as niggas is getting long as these niggas is getting their taxes back and shit, everything is all good. But he knows that. This devil know that shit. He knew when to do the government shutdown when these motherfuckers finna get their little taxes back. All right, because the middle class is pissed. The middle class is pissed because they've been cut out all the way, so they're not getting as much money back as they thought. You have certain individuals that's getting 30, 40, $50,000 back, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is out of here. All right. And now those at the bottom might get like 5 stacks, 3 stacks, you know what I'm saying? If that. All right. Hey, they're happy around this time. All right. And guess what? They're complacent. They're entertaining. All right. And in being entertained and complacent, there's a lot of bills that's dropping that Jake don't know about. And they're not going to know it until it's too late. They can come kick in your door right now.
Right. Right. With no real reason.
Right. None.
Under they could just say under suspicion of terrorists or under suspicion of terrorism and lock you up
Mm-hmm.
with no real reason indefinitely.
Con.
So yeah, Trump is it got the power of a dictator, and nobody's paying attention. Um, Over the weekend when he declared this, because he declared it on Friday, they was smearing the media with they was smearing the media with this guy Smollett or something like that. This this basically a fag that set up two dudes to beat him up so he can
Oh,
as a
yeah.
publicity stunt. And all over every media station, this guy was over all of the media stations for lying. But nobody reported on Trump declaring a national emergency, and becoming the dictator.
Oh,
Con.
Nobody reported on that. So, you know, and that's one thing that that's one thing that Esau does is he uses misdirection to get his agendas pushed. He he'll point the finger at somebody else so nobody's. Attention to them. Another
Con.
thing, I was gonna do a video on it. Another thing that they doing, I know everybody know about this. That Edomite bitch Amanda Geiger that murdered that dude Botham John, right? So right now they're
John
doing,
Bolton.
huh?
John Bolton. You said
Both of them, John. That
Bolton?
that black dude that got murdered by
Oh,
a man that
John.
got by
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you were talking
yeah.
about John Bolton. I was
Uh,
about to say, yeah, that devil has been busy. Slocky, go ahead.
yeah, he has been too. Um, but John Botham, the dude that got murdered by the Edomite cop bitch Amanda Geiger, right now they're doing a smear campaign on what is her name? Bunny Babs,
Mm-hmm.
the Jake bitch that basically witnessed the whole thing and filmed it. Right now they trying to destroy her credibility. And mind you, she hasn't committed a murder or anything. And the little stuff that she done was like what 5 to 10 years ago, but they trying to have the media focus on her being the witness, trying to destroy her credibility without focusing on the Edomite bitch that actually did the murder. And it's like that's what Esau always does, misdirection. Let me focus on the witness and make her look bad. And that way, everybody will just think that this Edomite bitch that actually did the murder didn't do nothing wrong, you know.
God.
But that has always been Esau's mo against Jake.
I got a scripture. This is Job 24 and um, yeah, 24 and 1. Fuck it. It says, why seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty? Do they that know him not see his days? All right. Because we comprehend and we see the days that are coming because of prophecy. All right. But these devils, even though the elite know what's going down, all right, they don't really, this is their time to come down. And basically it's that last hoorah, so to speak. This is their time to show their true colors because they have but a short time, as the scripture says. It says some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flocks and feed thereof. It says and the scripture talk about removing landmarks, all right?
Yeah,
Because
don't remove the ancient landmarks, roughly
come,
paraphrase.
come, because those different landmarks, fuck a statue or a base and all of this other shit. Use that to basically archaeologists use those things to tell about certain time periods. If you have a landmark, it tells you exactly what happened at that point in time. We can look through the scriptures and we can see, okay, so they threw these stones in the River Jordan, and we can go back and find those stones. We can go back and find. They got the if you go online, they even have it set up to where you can see it on YouTube. The rock that Moses hit, he cracked it open and water came from it. Okay, if these Edomites just took a bulldozer and knocked that shit down, or use some dynamite to blow that shit up, that's the type of things that they do to keep everybody from understanding that the scriptures is true. It says
God.
they drive away the ass of the fatherless and they take the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. Okay? Because, it's just like individuals sticking amongst their own nation. All right? In times of great famine and plague, each nation sticks upon themselves. Man. The poor people are going to stick amongst the poor people because, those individuals that are better off, they don't want to be around you and shit. Okay? They don't want to have nothing to do with you. And that's what this middle class is finding out now that they've been eliminated. The upper class, man, the upper echelon, there's no more rubbing elbows with them. You an honorary nigga now. It says, behold, as wild asses in the desert, so they go forth to their work. Rising betimes for a prey. The wilderness yielded food for them and their children. All right. So, when we go out here and we do what we have to do, whether we're pushing this word or, basically feeding our family, okay? Most High is gonna make a way, man. In this kingdom, man. Because it said, they go forth to their works rather be times for a prey. All right, because we are a prey in this kingdom. Okay. When you pour, what does it say? Money is a defense. You don't have any money or any substance, and you just pure prey. It says they everyone his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked. And that's all that's happening now. Basically, you out here working your jobs, keeping this kingdom going. These wicked motherfuckers know. Okay. Right now, this country is in a good state because it's not like Paris, it's not like Germany, all of this shit that's going haywire over there. Okay. Because because a lot of the individuals haven't woken up yet to what's really happening. Says they cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no cover in the cold. Right. And that's basically what they're doing to this Babs Bunny. Is that what is it?
Bunny Babs.
Bunny Babs, all right? Basically, and their parents need to be choked the fuck out of for that. All right, Bunny and Babs and shit. That's
Oh no,
entitled
that's
to
just
her.
her screen name.
Oh, okay.
But that's what she liked to be called while she's in the media, even though Esau put her real name out there and you know, basically to demonize her and shit.
You know, basically they demonizing her. What they do with Jake and shit, anytime they find Jake, let's say doing something right, that's morally right, what do they do? They leave him out in the cold, man.
I mean, that's what they're doing to her right now.
Yeah.
She witnessed a crime and she filmed it. And they demonizing her as if that was a crime to film this Edomite bitch murdering an Israelite dude.
Bitch, did I just catch you trying to be racist?
Right, exactly.
You know? It says they are wet with the showers of the mountains and embrace the rocks for want of shelter. Right, and this is the time that we're coming back into. They don't have shit, man. All right, and for anybody that thought they had anything, you're finding out real quick that you don't. What are them Issacharites doing right now? Sleeping at the border outside. They even had Vice News to where some of those cats went out to the border and they camped out at the border to basically show you the conditions that these our people deal with out there. All right. It says they pluck the fatherless from the breast and take a pledge of the poor. Right, and that's another thing that's happening at the border, man. And it's gonna soon to be happening to you so-called Negroes, man. All right, when DHS come knocking on your door because you don't want to get that chip, they take the children or they oppress you in different ways going towards your children, man. All right, what did they do? This lady, this little girl went to school, and she told them that she got a lot of weed at her house. And so our dad filmed her after school and showed what she mean. There was a lot of weed. There was some weeds in the backyard, shit like that, man. But if that was a Jake that did that,
right, policing the investigation.
Police would have been waiting for this shit.
Yeah, they would have came in and took the children without anything, you know.
That's the first thing they do. They ain't gonna call CPS, but they gonna call the police first.
Says they call him to go naked without clothing and take away the sheets from the hungry. All right, and we already been in such a condition. It's like when we came out of slavery. You know, the master tended to all of those things. A lot of slaves didn't even have shoes. They had, meager garments to cover themselves up with. And after they set them free, allegedly, which is basically sending them out there into the wild with no protection. Okay? Because the KKK, these patty rollers can have a time with them because they're no longer another man's property. They belong to the government as property now. And that's another thing that we went through, and that's what we're currently going to go through now. All right, because the Most High has these devils taking away our food. Man. They're gonna make it even harder to eat. They already made everything GMO. Okay, and GMOs infect real and actually kill real food off and real crops. You know what I'm saying? So, but y'all brothers have something.
I got something. If you wanna manage the camera for a minute. This is 2 Thessalonians 2, and I'm starting at 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of out of one year Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not so shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter from us, as the day of Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, which in 70 AD us Israelites fell as a nation, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that's what's going on right now. That man of sin, Esau, is being revealed as the son of perdition, the son of destruction, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the power sitteth in the temple of the power, showing himself that he is the power. And that's what Esau's been doing. He got his face as Jesus Christ. Con. So, he got his face as Jesus Christ. He got his face as the Most High. You know.
Wait, what we were saying as well. He's causing them to worship their image. Why? Because what whose face is on that money? All right, these niggas is fucking out here, Barakatah. These niggas is out here killing each other. Even Yahushua put it Barakatah. Even Yahushua put it a certain way. Even Yahushua put it that way when he told Peter to go. He told those tax collectors, you know what I'm saying, whose face is on his money, and then he said, render on Caesar what is Caesar's, man. You know, you got that's white supremacy. I was just talking to my wife about that when I left. You know, that's a form of white supremacy, putting your face all throughout history and plastering over and putting these iconoclasms on the original people and original eras, man. All right, or putting your face on the money and shit like that. All right, that's wicked because that's an idol, that's an image that people worship because they love money, man. All right, they got plenty of songs out there by the OJs, Bone Thugs, for the love of money, man. Come on, man. You know, but once again, this is why we are mainly a consumer nation because all they do is focus on consuming things. When you don't naturally produce things, people they have a lot of idle time on their hands. It's wicked. All right. One of those
This country haven't produced anything in a long, long time.
right. Right. Only thing they producing is glyphosate, and deep and all these different and Roundup and all these different chemicals and GMO seeds. That's all they producing. They mass produce corn and rice that's made from human liver cells. That's grown in human liver cells. That's how they make this rice, golden rice and shit like that. All right, and they selling it to these other countries. So don't nobody want no humanitarian aid from America anyway. Not only because they know what comes from it, all right, but they know what that shit will do to you if you take it. All right, this is a nation filled with sorceries and witchcrafts, and that GMOs is just part of it because it fucks up your mind. Man. You know, eating this so-called food, these drugs fuck your head up, man. And these devils is known for pushing that heavily, man.
You said you had a precept out?
Kai. Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul is lifted up and not upright in him. But the just shall live by faith, and yea, he transgressed by wine. He is a prompt man. He needed to keep it at home. Who enlarges his desire as hell. And God, man, these devils, these Hebrew Edomites, man, they want to rule everything. You know, or they say the Internet of Things. They want to change everything to where the market of the beast is cash of the land. So you know, they be always on top of the money.
Right, and they monitor everything.
You know, they trying to monitor everything that you do. They starting to enforce now the law that if anybody get caught braiding somebody hair for money, they could prosecute you for that. Now,
what?
Yeah,
that is ridiculous.
Yes,
yeah,
you got to have a beautician license to braid hair for money now.
Really?
Yeah.
And when has that ever been? You know?
It started around the ending part of last year, and the place where you gotta go get your license from is in Oklahoma.
That is ridiculous, man.
Oh, I got that right now. You know, because that Maccabee is the first chapter, man. All right, that's the type of shit that these devils do.
Right.
Because if you gotta get a license to do everything that is free, you know, that's what shows you that you in captivity, man.
Yep, and license is just a word that means permission.
Okay.
You have to get permission from the government to do something that you can naturally do. That's oppression. And
everything you do, you gotta have a license or a permit.
Right.
This is First Maccabees 1, and we'll start at 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. They are round about us. But since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. All right, and that mainly goes to 2/3 of our people who make covenants with this devil, and that's going to get that mark of the beast. That's the same individuals that's going to get the mark of the beast, man. All right, because you're making a covenant, a promise with them. Look, we'll make sure you eat and you have something to drink and a roof over your head if you get this chip. All right, majority of our people are going to do. It says the 12th verse. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. So now we got to get a license, just to, or permission, as the brother said, to do something simple, to braid somebody's hair for a couple motherfucking dollars. Man. That shows you how they want to keep track of every step that you make. What is that song? Stay by every little breath you take, every little step you take. All right. They want everything that you do to be reported to them. But that's that's 666, man, because man is trying to imitate the Most High. What are they doing with all these cameras and these microphones placed in smart TVs, radios, cell phones, street lights? They're trying to be omnipotent, omnipotent, man. They're be everywhere at once, man. The all-seeing eye. Because even though Yahweh, you don't have to see every individual, because you have angels that go back and forth and they actually tell him what's going on. We can't see the spirit around us, man. They're going back, and that's why I told my children, you're never really talking to yourself. So don't go talking some shit or something like that because you mad at somebody, because it's going to get back to them eventually. All right, because the Most High, you talking some shit about, let's say, about your parents or something, Most High is going to make sure it eventually get back to their ears one way or another. All right, so you're never truly talking to yourself. It says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. It says, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant. They joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. And even at this point in time, that still was taking place. Just like with the mark of the beast, that embodies all of that. So 2/3 of our people that did that then are going to do it now. All right, because they want to do this mischief, so to speak. Women outside creeping around on their men, and I'm not gonna say men out there creeping around on their women. No, I'm gonna say men out there that's creeping around with other men's women. Okay, that's mischief, man.
Quick precept.
I got a little bit more left. And his death cannot be satisfied because these devils, they got every damn thing in this world, but they still want more. They want to control everything that you do. If they can sell the air, or matter of fact, if they could, when you breathe in the air, they would do it too.
Yeah, because they trying to pass this, what is it, carbon tax?
Yeah, carbon tax.
That's a tax on breathing.
Right.
How the fuck can you?
You got to think about it though as well. That's why they have these different forest fires, because the amount of carbon, when you burn something, the black soot that comes off of it, that's carbon. All right. It's taking everything back to a simple element. All right, which is carbon. You burn something, even a body, it's going to return to ashes. It's full of carbon. You see what I'm saying? You ever had a carbon copy of the black paper and shit? They used to be on the back of shit when you signed it. Yeah. And an imprint back in the day. And that's how they gave you the carbon copy and shit. Yeah. Okay. So now they trying to they burn up. They have a tax on the air. Right. In California, they burned up all of these forests. All right, and then they charge you for the air that's left over.
Right. Right, which is fucking stupid.
So they want to just basically make a license for everything.
Yeah, they want a license to breathe.
Well, so they can, I just catch you trying to breathe.
Right. That way they can
Yeah.
that way they can mess around and put do what China is doing and put a tax on how many children you have.
I got
God.
Okay.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 15, verse 19. And his eyes are upon them that fear him, and he knoweth every work of man. He hath commanded no man to do wickedly, neither hath he given any man license to sin.
Right.
Esau act like how was shy and gave him license to sin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, 'cause everything he do is bogus.
Yeah, and they have that permission.
Right.
That license being permission.
Right,
He didn't give you permission to sin.
Right, they didn't put his image up like that's they didn't put his image up and see it like they got a license to do what they do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's real.
What is the quick precept? Jeremiah 50:7. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. And that's that license that Esau actually believes that he got, thinking that he's actually not offending because we sinned against the Heavenly Father, you know.
So what was that on?
Jeremiah 50:7.
I got a precept to that.
I got a precept again.
Okay.
Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that have right grievous which they prescribe.
Right, burning the forest in California and then charging a carbon tax. What in the hell? You know, you burnt the forest.
Yeah.
You
There was
know,
a video that came out that a helicopter was going over the forest of California. And you know how it was usually like have water coming down. Literally, like you could just see fire coming down out the helicopter onto the forest. Like you can see.
I've seen that video too.
The forest is, they're burning the forest purposely. And what was that shit? I ain't gonna lie, that shit was funny though. Not Beverly Hills. It's a huge big town that's in California, the richest town there. What was it called? No, it wasn't Malibu. It was something else. Paradise or something. Yeah. It was
the place that caught on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paradise, California. Yeah.
Paradise. Like, they said a lot of people live there. A lot of celebrities and all that shit. The Lord burnt that shit.
Right. I got a precept that goes to what the brother said in Jeremiah 50:7. It's Revelation 12:10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach, or anointed. It says, for the accuser of the brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. All right. And these devils are getting cast down because what they're basically doing is they have a brotherhood. You got the Illuminati pyramid, and you have the York Rite and the Scottish Rite. All right, but if you straight up down for this shit and you want to get straight to the top fast, they got different brotherhoods. They got the red. I think the top one is like the red brotherhood, top of the pyramid. Then you got the one before that's the black brotherhood, and the blue brotherhood, and the white brotherhood, which you start out in. All right, which you strictly doing sacrifices and all of that shit that you see in Eyes Wide Shut and all of that. Or those monks that they usually have, like different video games and movies where the nigga got the hood on and they just walk around and they just straight up demonic and shit. That's the route that you take, man. You know that they have them doing sacrifices all day and night in these temples and shit to their idols. Basically going against what the Most High said and coming against his people. They're praying to the Most High in favor that he will give them that blessing, that bless right back. They do that shit all day and night, man. That's their job. All right, so they're constantly doing that.
I took the notes on something because I asked Google, who does the U.S. hold the national debt to? And they said as of 2018, the largest holders were China, Japan, Ireland, Brazil. And,
That would explain what they doing over in Venezuela too. They
Getting rid of their debt.
yeah, getting rid of their debt.
When you think about Genesis chapter 41 and 20, how the asher of his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainty. And then you think about since the U.S. owed them national debt, and also the U.S. owed China. China is one of Brazil's biggest traders as far as Brazil's oil, as well as Brazil and iron. And China as well, they set up iron manufacturing company as well as oil manufacturing out there in Brazil right now. Make sure that they continue to mine the iron there as well as the oil, which goes back to the scripture saying, "He shall yield royal dainty."
Right. Okay. That's real. Yeah, because they getting those. That's basically what fuels this war machine that they have. Is those royal dainties, man. The iron getting put the working as different screws, different parts and weapons. You understand? They not making baby strollers with that shit. They're not making the next Cadillac. They don't make Cadillac with steel and iron no more. They make that motherfucker with carbon and plastic and all this other bullshit. So it's not going to your vehicles, man. All right, that shit is made with aluminum and shit, man. Matter of fact, if you have the money, most people that have a lot of money, a lot of the times they have a lot of old school cars, man. Because they don't want fucking chips all inside your car, somebody able to hack into your car, or the government able to cut your car off or turn the wheel while you drive it and kill your ass, man. All right, they want that old school heavy, big bodies, heavy bodies. You know what I'm saying? When they was actually making them with steel and iron and shit, man. So when you crash into a motherfucker, you about to cut through them, basically. You know? You got something? Go ahead.
Precept. This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 32. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. That's Trump watching us. And you see how he's talking about taxing women that braid hair.
That's Esau in general. The whole media watching us, demonizing us and shit. Yep.
The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged.
Good.
Wait on the Lord. Wait on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, keep his way. And he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. That's, saying right now, the wicked is being cut off. The Lord is causing massive devastation with all of the weather that's fucked up. I mean, it's, around the world. It's parts of the world. I just seen a video where a big ass, huge part of in the earth just collapsed inside the earth. Like a huge, like what you call it, sinkhole. It was so big that it looked like it swallowed like a half of a city. Like it was crazy. It just happened. I think they said it was in Brazil. And it was so crazy.
And that also come from mining all those resources too fast. You know, and all you got to do is basically export your resources. You know, even though that's a solid commodity, there's still an end to it. Doing all that mining, digging up all of that earth, this shit is gonna collapse in itself eventually.
Yes. Oh man, y'all should have seen the whole man. Then they showing I seen the video. The satellite was going around the earth, and it was explosion.
Oh, I saw that from the space.
Like, literally, like in the space though, like not in the earth.
It was like in the atmosphere.
Right in the atmosphere. It was an explosion. Remember, people been saying they've been hearing loud sounds, like loud explosions and stuff, around the world. And now one of these satellites caught this explosion that just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was just like poof, boom. Like,
it was big. It was big. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was big, it's some stuff that you would see like in a sci-fi movie. Like it was big like that, like two big ships just collided and blew up.
Well, did you see that in Venezuela a couple days ago? A so-called comet crashed down. It's big as fuck. So whatever is happening up in that firmament right now, is the Most High is really making Russia into a guard unto the nation. What Esau likes to do is set up his technology over a nation like Haiti, even parts of China, where they have these natural disasters. All right, these unnatural disasters, really. All right, where they're so devastating that it fucks up a whole nation and leads them to the point where they need humanitarian aid from the U.S. They need their help now. Okay, as independent as Haiti was, they wasn't so big up as much as they were when they had that big ass earthquake and shit, and they was harvesting bodies and shit and organs and shit like that. Same thing with Hurricane Katrina. What were they doing? At the bottom of that damn stadium, they had all kind of bodies in the freezer because they were harvesting their organs. They want your blood, man. We were just talking to Cecil yesterday. She was from El Salvador. She was basically explaining how these devils have been doing, like how her and her family have O negative blood. It's universal blood, right? That's a universal blood type. So whatever blood type that you are, you have O negative. They can that's one of the best blood types in the world, if not the best. All right, and they basically pressuring them to donate blood, like harassing them to donate their blood, man. Sending them letters, calling them. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers hitting them up because they want them to donate their blood. And if you don't donate it, they're eventually going to take it. You have more O negative individuals of Israel than it is any other nation.
Right. It's just that Israel, we ain't into that blood shit, you know?
No. Playing that shit. Let me go sit up somewhere, you know, and that's the fucked up. That's how they catch you. Because when they're poor and they're fucked up, what they do, they go donate plasma.
Yep, donate plasma.
And damn, you get more money if you O positive. I remember doing that shit.
You don't mind me saying, brother, I seen an article where they people that donate plasma, they selling the same plasma to other people, older people, and saying that it's the fountain of youth and shit.
Yeah. I seen that. They charge them $8,000. I got the article on my phone.
$8,000 a pop.
Yep, they put the youthful blood into them. Yeah.
So all these jakes that's out there crackhead and donating plasma, their plasma is getting sold for $8,000 a pop, while they only giving them $15 or $20 for it.
Yeah. Basically, go get something to eat afterwards.
Yeah, that's it. And enough to catch the bus home.
Yeah.
Something to eat, catch the bus home, and have just a little bit left in your pocket. So just want to go get something to drink.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, they selling it they selling it $8,000 a pop.
Right. Because that just shows you these devils are some vampires, man.
Yeah.
If you look at a devil's teeth, man, because they eat so much raw meat, they incisors. All right, the incisors are sharp as fuck, man. They are very fucking sharp. And you know, it looks like the point where that motherfucker will cut his own tongue if he fucking licked the bitch. So they're some vampires, man. All right.
Yeah. And before the internet, we wouldn't have known none of this stuff that's going on that Esau is doing.
Audio, how about Shimmy outside? He opened up Pandora's box.
Okay.
Right. Yep, the Urim and the Thummim, man.
I remember back in the 90s, I ain't know too many. I ain't know no black people really that was interested in getting computers and stuff, man. Like for real, man. In the 90s, I had started doing stuff in like 98. I got on the computer. I started learning how to get arcade games. That was amazing. I'm like, before that, like people weren't even interested in computers like that. Like, you know, like I put it to you this way. They made it so that we couldn't even afford to have a computer in our house. You know, in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, in the 80s.
Yep. Yeah, that's how Esau do it. He make it so expensive that Jake really can't afford it, you know. And then Esau gets it.
Computer, some new technology that you'll probably fucking use.
Slovakia. I remember a while back when they started gentrification over here. They was displacing these people over here, and they were talking about they was gonna make affordable living, but the houses started off at like 250,000.
Unaffordable for
Unaffordable
Jake.
living.
Yep, unaffordable living for Jake to move in Esau.
Okay.
I mean, that's the mark of their racism, man.
Well, you can tell by the design it's not made for Jake. See, when you have these modernized homes, especially I've noticed here with the gentrification, what they do is they build a house a certain way. It's not your average slanted roof and shit like that. They build them like cubes. They look like squares and shit. You know, whether it be a house or apartment building. What do they call it? They call it design modernistic design or some shit like that. Where they build them and the house and the buildings look like big boxes with flat roofs. Like it looks nice. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you can tell by the design. All right, new buildings, new apartments, but it's not made for it. You can look at the way they make it and shit. All right, you doubles love those caves and shit. Yep. They want to stay on the 32nd floor.
Right.
It's not even a top floor.
Yep, they want to stay high above everybody else.
Right.
Where Jake really don't want to be up too high.
Right.
First, second, and third floor. That's Jake all day.
God.
Right.
That's some shit go down. Shit, you want to be able to try to get the fuck up out of there.
Right.
Yep.
You ain't trying to go down 10, 20 motherfucking floors and shit like that.
Right.
To escape a fire or the building collapsing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get out of there quick.
Right, because Jake is generally scared of heights, really. Shit.
Right.
Jake don't really deal with heights too well, but Esau, boy, that motherfucker is standing on the edge of a building and shit and film it and get an adrenaline rush and shit.
I used to walk. I used to get on top of school buildings when I was young, and for some odd reason, man, why is it that I never ever could just walk to the edge like everybody else could walk to the edge and look down or whatever on the edge? I could never do that. Like literally, no.
Damn, that just made me nervous when you talk about that.
God.
I'm damn near crawling to the edge just to look down. Like that's how bad.
Yeah. He got a healthy fear of heights, man. Right. Esau, he love heights, man. That's why it take Jake so long to get on airplanes and shit, man. What is it, Mr. T, man? Had to put his ass to sleep to put him on the airplane.
For real?
Yeah, well, you know, on the 18, they had to put him to sleep to put him on the airplane.
He used to fight, man. I put it this way. He would fight you, man, before he let you get him on a plane, man.
Yeah.
The only way they could ever get him on a plane throughout the entire series, man.
Yeah. Put it
I haven't been on an airplane since I was young. Real
young.
I ain't never been on one.
Yeah, I've never been on one.
My wife and kids have been on one. I've never rode an airplane.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too scared of them shits.
I had a bad experience.
Fly a lot. More than me.
Look, man, I had a bad experience on a roller coaster. So I already know that I wouldn't do too well on a plane. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like being on the top of a roller coaster, I'll never forget that feeling. Once you all the way at the top, once that motherfucker dropped, it felt like, first of all, my eyes closed and they wouldn't even open up, even when I wanted them to open. Like they wouldn't open. Second of all, it felt like my stomach or my heart or something was left up there.
Yeah.
Like it really felt like that. Like, man, it felt like I put it to you this way. I'm dead because this motherfucker's going down that fast. I'm not coming back. I'm like, man, this motherfucker not do this. I'm like, that's the fear I have, man.
Yep,
I can't be in shit too high, man.
That's how I felt when I first went to the carnival and shit, and I got on that. I don't know. No, it wasn't Ferris wheel. It was a drop.
Yeah. Ain't no way I'm right.
Yeah.
You all the way up.
Yeah. And then they just wait. You just waiting up in the sky, seeing everything there. Without
I never got on that bitch. Nah.
Yeah. I got on that bitch one time.
I thought my heart was
yep. Hey, my heart damn near did stop and shit, but I ain't have time to scream and shit. That's how fast it fell from all. Yep. Exactly. Don't even got time to scream.
And this
that-
nigga couldn't even get it all up.
Right. And that was the experience that just told me, fuck bitches, man.
Yeah.
I got on that shit for a bitch. Like, nope, I never do that shit
I ain't gonna lie
again.
now. See, I ain't gonna lie. I grew up around Knott's Berry Farm, right up the street from Disneyland and Six Flags and all that. So I used to go, you know, it took me a while. Of course, females love that shit.
Yeah, they just like Esau, they love that adrenaline rush. I'm not about all that, man.
I used to. It took me a while, but I started getting. I pushed myself to get on that shit because you know I saw females getting it on it. So I enjoyed them sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, you know, because I grew up around. You know what I'm saying? I was a young teenager all the way up. Yeah. Yeah, that's different. Yeah. Well, in the bathroom, you know, at the bitter end, they got that picture of the Edomite sitting on that motherfucking building. It's a high-rise building back in the day. It's an old photo. It's like right there. As soon as you take a piss, you turn around, there's a big picture of Edomite sitting there eating their lunch on a half-built fucking building. And them motherfuckers is up so high, people look like you can't even see people down below. It's at least like this. I think they're building the Empire State Building. And them devils was sitting on a beam. Just no safety shit. Now this is back in the 50s, 40s. And these motherfuckers was just eating their lunch.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
they do that
like it ain't shit.
They do that shit even right now. While they building this movie theater downtown and shit, they do that shit right now. Like just sit on the highest beam on this movie thing and shit that they building and eat. And I'm like, man, hell no, ain't no way I do that shit.
Nah, man.
Crazy. You know, just sitting on the edge. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not taking that chance.
What the scriptures say, thou shalt not tempt the Lord, man.
Right.
That's right.
Esau is real good at tempting the Lord, man. But the scriptures also say he's not in trouble as other men. Man, look, but now he's starting to be in trouble. So, you know.
Look, yeah, they're in trouble. I seen another video on YouTube that basically showed 10 of the worst carnival accidents that happened. Man, they saw him. They showed this big fat white woman. Man, she was on that thing that spin like this, and that motherfucker was out of control. And that bitch went flying, like literally, like on the other side, like her body went way on the other side of the west. Man, I see. Man, that's something. I'm like, man. Oh. I just seen another video yesterday too.
Yeah, when she got flung.
Did y'all see the video where the black bitch was driving on the E-way doing 80 or more with the black dude on the hood, calling the police on her, telling the police like, I need help, like literally like she was flying down the E-way and he was on the hood. All he had was some fucking Nike sandals on and some basketball shorts and a fucking white beater. Like I'm talking about, he was hanging on, and then I guess he put the camera on, you know, because she was recording from her car. So he put the camera on. Basically, you know, instead of calling the police and waiting until the police got there, this bitch decided, you know, they got into an argument over who was going to use the car that day. And basically, I guess she must have jumped in the car when he must have did what, you know, had his back turned or whatever, and she was pulling off. He went and jumped on the hood and told her to stop or whatever. And she was like, get off my car, get off my car. She was saying that it's her car. He's saying it's their car, you know what I'm saying, because they live together.
Which is his car.
Yeah, most likely it's his car.
He said that he basically took off through the city, jumped on the E-way, talking about she was going to pick up her daughter. It was a passerby that started recording. This nigga was on the hood. They was doing 80. Like, he was literally like, show his speedometer and then show right next to him.
Right.
Is this car with this dude on the hood, and this bitch is going fast as fuck.
Was that on World Star?
I ain't seen it on World Star. Probably on Facebook or something.
You know, it's a funny thing when you have a joint car with your woman. It goes from being your car to
her.
No, but when it's your car, it's in your name and everything. It goes from being your car to our car.
Right.
When it's in her name, it's my car.
Exactly. If it's in her name, it's her car. But if it's in your name, it's our car.
You see what I'm saying? That's why property is not supposed to own property.
Yep.
You didn't see slaves with cattle. Oh yeah,
Right.
this is my slave and this is his cattle.
Right.
Motherfucker,
Right.
you are cattle.
Yep.
All right. A woman, when a man begetteth a wife, he begetteth a possession.
Yep.
All right.
That's
Possession
right.
is not supposed to have shit. She's
Yep.
supposed to be fully dependent on her possessee. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when you give a bitch something, they don't know how to take care of that
See,
shit.
but Esau, the wicked, is ruling the earth. Esau took that away by making it hard for men to provide for their family.
Well, making it hard for men to actually keep control of their house.
Right. I mean, they this women all type of power where, you know, that's one thing you really don't do. You unless a woman is just a dummy, women really don't have to struggle out here at all. Like
Nope.
there are so many programs put into place for them. Like I feel like I used to tell my wife, I feel like this welfare and all that shit should exist for the men.
Yeah.
Why? Because if a man can't get a job, that's what he should be able to get on to support his family until he finds work. And I don't give a fuck how long it takes, you know. I mean, but you know, I mean, they let women get away with it for decades.
Right,
You know
and women, all they did was destroy the family.
Right.
But that's just how Esau
but all
wants
they
it.
did was
You know,
raise these young men and women
to be monsters.
Man.
Yeah.
To be fucking thugs and
Yep.
drug dealers and gangsters and they glorify everything that the scriptures is against, man.
Yep.
Hey, when they destroyed the black family, man, they removed the black male out of the household. They literally just destroyed the whole the so-called black movement or whatever you want to call it. Because once the woman is over every damn thing, you know,
there's nothing left.
There's nothing left. Hey, the Most High deprived all women of wisdom. Hey, it's easy to control the race of the bulk of us if they control the women.
They still said
and the children.
It's people. They said it's people. A lot of men still to this day is in prison from that from the Black Panthers that got arrested for no reason by the Edomites back in the days. I guess it was the 60s or whatever, or the 70s. And they got arrested, and they were showing a recent picture of them. Like some of them have been there like almost 50 years, and these motherfuckers, they basically try to make them die in there, all of them. Right? And that was just those were actually a lot of black men that just wanted for their children to be safe back then.
I got a quick precept. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 9. For the blessing of the father established the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooted out foundations. Right. And Esau basically knew that. Because basically with Esau putting the woman as the head, well, he is already following the wickedness of the scriptures. The woman, the curse of the mother rooted out foundations. And what has our women did, our Israelite women did? They basically rooted out all the foundations of us being Israelites. They made us to serve and obey the Esau and shit. They made sure that we had a hard time coming up if ever we could come up. And the only way we could come up is through the slave master. In other words, the Israelite woman was with destroying the foundations of Israelites, man.
And they want to hold themselves not accountable now.
Exactly.
Well, we only did it because our men and this and that. It's always a fucking excuse.
Yes, they never. Oh, that's what I see. Oh my God, I just seen the dumbest shit. Yo, I seen a video where it was 3 black girls, 2 of them was 15, 1 of them was 16. These girls had been caught multiple times. They all been arrested over 7 times in 1 year for stealing cars, right?
Stealing cars.
Stealing cars. Little females, 15, 16, right? So recently they decided to steal this car at 4 something in the morning and got chased by the police. So the girls spun out of control and went into a swamp. And the police couldn't jump in after them because of the swamp is so nasty, you sink right in there and you'll die too. You probably won't even be able to swim up because it's so nasty. And the girls, you can hear the girls screaming, talking about some help and help. So the mothers basically start blaming it all on the police for not
Oh
helping.
hell no.
Now this is the
Stupid
thing:
shit.
these girls have got caught multiple times for stealing cars in that 1 year. All of them got caught at least 7 times for
Mhm.
stealing cars.
And there was a nigga that would have been there through him underneath.
So
the
right, but
Yeah.
you know,
God.
the women, they brought all 3 of the mothers on there
Mhm.
on TV and a lawyer. I think this happened in Louisiana or whatever, but it was the worst interview I ever seen in my life. I have never seen no fucking dumb bitches like this ever. Like ever. Like you just don't know. Like these bitches, they didn't even know how to justify.
Because they
Like,
couldn't
what they was
justify
trying to
what their
they was
daughters was
trying
doing.
so hard to justify what the fuck their daughters doing. Their daughters was spent the night over this bitch crib and was leaving at 4 in the morning stealing cars. But you can't judge her because it's y'all fault that she's dead right now. Because this and that. The grandmother like, yeah, I bet you. What is she? Oh my God, man, I can't even remember because I was so fucking mad at the video. Like these motherfuckers trying to come up and justify these girls for constantly stealing cars, and they killed themselves.
Right.
They killed themselves.
Most High had an angel
The Lord
kick that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That
killed
car
them.
and
Right.
spun that
The
bitch
Lord
out.
killed them because they dumbass motherfucking mothers. I'm telling you, these girls, you can clearly tell they have no fathers in their life. Neither one of them. All 2 of them live with their mothers, and the third one, the oldest one, 16-year-old one, she lives with her grandmother. It was the worst I've ever. It was the worst story told I ever. Just like I couldn't believe it, man. Like how he was trying to justify what the girls was doing, man.
And
Right.
they always do that, but see, we were just talking about that a couple nights ago, me and the brother, how females always love their whole life. Their whole life,
Yeah.
from a child all the way up to an old bitch.
Yeah.
There's always somebody that's going to cater to them and show them affection.
God.
That's why they only care about themselves, all right? Because they always been catered to and showed affection and shit. They didn't have to show her in return. They could have been a total bitch. I let them look like something too. She look like she's fine and shit. Long hair. Oh man, you can be a bitch all you want and still get catered to, and people always gonna have an affection for you. But for males, it doesn't work like that.
Hey, Anna, have you ever?
What's up, man?
Brother, have you ever seen the video where it was recently it was a black guy, I guess it was a Facebook video that it was a black guy that killed hit his wife over the head with a hammer and hit her boyfriend in the head over a hammer, and her boyfriend fell into the tub of water, a clean tub of water. Basically, let me just tell a little story real quick. This man working 2 jobs, right? And he normally works 7 days a week. And his wife kept asking him, was he working double shift that night? And he told her he was working double shift. And after she told him that, he said he thought it was kind of strange that she keep asking him like, is he working double shift? But he ended up not working, but he didn't tell her though. He didn't call and be like, hey, I ain't gonna be working. I'm gonna go ahead and come home. No, he didn't give her no warning.
I got a free stuff for you.
Go ahead, brother.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it right quick.
Oh, okay. So
Man, I can't.
he got in there. I know he got in the house, and when he shut the door, it was kind of dark in his house. He goes into the back room. He sees the door cracked a little bit. He opens it, and it's a nigga sitting in his room butt naked. No, standing in his room butt naked while his wife is like sitting on a dresser or something, and he's eating her pussy. So the dude said he can hear her moaning, and it was disturbing to him. So basically, he backed off. They never heard him come in the house. They never heard him open the door or nothing. So he went and grabbed a hammer, and he came back, and he asked, he busted in the room and asked her what the fuck she was doing, and she was like, "Baby, wait, baby." He said he just cracked her motherfucking ass over the head with the hammer, right? He said the dude said something smart, and he cracked him over the head with the hammer. and dude fell into a tub. Obviously, they was about to start fucking in the tub because he said it was a tub of water. They must have been in the bathroom, some type of big ass bathroom.
Probably had it washed up down raggedy ass
They,
box before he ate it.
Damn.
fell into a tub of water. It was clear water, like you could tell that the water just been ran. It hadn't been used yet. So he said the dude fell into the tub of water, and they had like an alarm clock or something. They sit on the what's name. That bitch was still plugged up. He took the alarm clock and threw it in the tub of water and electrocuted the dude. Then he said he never ever put his business on social media ever before. So he made a quick Facebook account and was telling the story of how he did this and how he made this video. And by the time y'all see this video, he'll be locked up because he was gonna chop. He said he was gonna chop this bitch body up, put it in a bag, and throw this bitch over the bridge over into some water or whatever.
Well, in the chopper bit, not having no blood or nothing like that on you, the chopper bitch or anybody up, a human body up, you gotta have an extreme amount of abrasion.
So he said, but the whole reason why he did that, he said the lesson was for bitches that's out there cheating on their husbands. This is what the fuck is coming to now. You dirty ass bitches that like he said he was a man that never ever cheated on her or on his wife.
Which a man can't cheat on his wife.
Right. We know that.
Yeah.
But he said,
Damn, man.
Damn. He said he couldn't take it, so he just dumped it. He said after they did that, they had a news clipping where he went to jail. He must have dumped her body over into the river or whatever, and then drove to the police station and turned himself in. It was black dude. I wish I would have had his name, man.
This is Leviticus 20 and 10. The man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
That didn't say might or maybe.
Yeah.
That says surely.
And then because we seen a video on World Star the other week, and basically a dude murdered the side dude, but he let the bitch get away.
Yes.
It's like the dude came, shot in the car. That bitch got out the car. She was in the driver's seat.
She hesitated. She ran past.
She ran past old boy, and then old boy opened the passenger door and just filled up the side dude, but let the bitch get away.
He looked at the bitch.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Like it was nothing. Like he just looked at her, and then he just focused back on the dude, opened the door. Because dude looked like dude was getting out for a second because the dude opened the door or he cracked the door.
That's when he shot that one.
He just went ahead. No. This is before he shot. I mean, this is after.
Well, he shot one shot in.
He shot one shot first. That was
then he was trying to break the window.
He was trying to break the
and
window.
that's when the bitch got out the car and ran right past him.
And he just
he opened the door and just started filling dude up.
All of a sudden, he just, the dude had opened the door that was inside. He opened the door like, I think he was telling them not to kill him or something.
Yeah.
Dude just opened that motherfucking door.
Right, trying to explain. Hold on, man.
Right.
Damn, man. That's fucked.
Damn.
Yeah, it is.
This bitch was the one committing adultery.
Right.
Yeah.
But he
I got a couple of these steps.
That's why.
Yeah, they both short. Proverbs 30 and 20, such is the way of adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and say, I have done no wickedness.
Yep.
Hey, and that's all they doing. You got that right. And you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something, man. Bitches have an oil fixation, way higher than males. All right, because they love sucking rod, man. Mm-hmm. These bitches love suck, and they'll get mad at you if you don't let them suck your rod, man. Like, I don't want, look, I want some pussy, but I don't want all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's what you want. That's what you want. If you want to do it, go ahead. But, that's not a request I make for my woman personally, because especially y'all got kids and shit, that's the same mouth you be kissing. I don't really want to, just the thought of it fuck me up. When I get the corner and she kissing your son. You know what I'm saying? Because shit. Brother point that shit out to me. It made a lot of sense. Freak hoe and shit. Hey, fuck it, man. Hey, man. Huh? Yep, got you a nice little concubine. Cool.
I loved you in Sirach 25 and 16. I'd rather dwell with a lion or a dragon than keep a house with a wicked woman.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
I keep telling everybody that know me. I'm married, but if the Most High take you up to heaven or whatever, I'm not getting married again or shacking with another one.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's really what it is shackles.
Yeah. Basically, that's why they call the woman. I used to wonder why they always call it
The ball and chain.
Yep. I'm like, God damn. Because the bitch is big? No. It's because she is a hindrance. We saw that the brother showed me that interview of Nick Cannon and this Muslim dude. And basically Nick Cannon was talking about fucking white women. Of course the Muslim nigga was all like, these are black queens and our black sisters.
He said fucking white woman is a black man's pride.
Yeah, that's a black man's pride. You've been fucking, crammed and oppressed your whole life, and you finally get to fuck this white bitch. Of course you gonna enjoy it, man. Because that's one of the worst things you can do to the so-called white man. Fuck his woman.
But the way that Esau set this up, man, she got all the liberty to do whatever the fuck she want to.
Anything.
I'm gonna skip down to the 25th verse, Surah 25 and 25. Give her no water. Give the water no passage. Neither give a wicked woman liberty to go abroad.
Hey, what do you do? What do you do with a water or a river? What they do is they build a dam on it so other people don't have access to that water, and they can use that water for whatever they want. They can use it for an energy source, for fishing, whatever the fuck they want.
And women do get abroad a lot because what do? They love going out to clubs and shit. Mm-hmm. They love going to some type of gathering.
Somewhere where they can get attention.
Whenever they feel like it. Well, basically, especially like they feel like they didn't want
and it don't matter, man. Meeting all the house's needs at the house with the house. You could be laying pipe to her and hitting that box, and she'll, but she is always, while she got liberty, man. She gonna, it's an old saying, a wet pussy and a hard dick has no conscience.
Right, that's true. But once both of them bust, you come back to your fucking senses, man. You ever been hitting a bitch and you just, hitting her from the back, spreading her ass, just hitting her like you want to hit it. It's nasty. As soon as you bust that nut, you like, oh man, I'm touching this bitch's ass and shit. Get the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
You lose your mind when you in the moment of fucking a bitch. Yeah. But then once you bust that nut, your mind regains its former glory.
That's why you got to have a high amount of integrity.
Yeah. So
that you don't do shit like you got to figure something out. Like a bitch is trying to give you the pussy too easy. You go to the club right now and catch a bitch easy. All right, she might even look the best, or if you got a game like that or whatever, she might look good. But if she throwing that box at you too easy, there's something wrong. Because a bitch that don't have a man don't do that. She got a choice in this kingdom. She's trying to throw the box at you real easy, and you got to consider, man, because most of the time she got a motherfucking man. She's a daddy. Yep. She don't mind. Man, you know what I'm saying? Yep. You a hoe. But you got a man at home taking care of the kids.
Right.
It's just gonna be me and the girls going out, and you out here going to a hotel room. This nigga might fuck you 2 or 3 times and send you home.
I got shit. They got that shit from Esau's women.
Right.
Esau's women used to go to the motherfucking hockey game. And they used to suck plenty dick. And come back like ain't nothing happened.
Nothing.
Me and the girl, we just had fun today.
But see, that's why they prefer to do that, because they pussy, they box ain't smelling all rotten. Because once you get hit, that box gonna smell different, man. She gonna come in smelling like tuna casserole, that tuna helper and shit. And you gonna need to get some back and shit. I got it's a joke.
Hey, we smell like ocean perch.
Right.
Yeah. Trying to say, we just gotta get time. Like, bitch, fuck? You ain't on your kid. What the fuck, bitch? You out here got that shit busted wide open, man. Nigga done busted that shit wide
I
open.
still got a complex problem with one thing I learned is that when you with a woman, one thing you will learn, and I had to learn the hard way. I was taught that women don't fart in front of men.
Oh,
That's
no.
a motherfucking lie.
When women fart, it's like death, though, man.
Yes, it's like
They got
shit.
they got
Once you
bad
fuck
farts.
once you fuck a woman, she gonna
man.
look put it to you like this. I'm gonna put it to you real. All right. Once you done seen everything on the bitch, I'm talking about her titties,
Yeah,
her clit, her asshole.
yeah.
When
Once
you
you
see her pussy and all of that, she's
Yeah.
gonna fucking she's gonna feel comfortable enough. She gonna take a shit in front of you.
Yeah.
That bitch will fucking walk in and you just trying to come in. Runny doodle. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that shit is like because these women don't have discretion because they weren't taught that shit.
Yeah.
A woman in Japan ain't gonna do no shit like that.
Nah.
don't
They
care
cover
how you
they
get.
cover their mouth when they smile and shit,
Yes.
man.
Bro, they wear different shoes to the bathroom than they do the rest of the house,
Right,
bro.
right.
You can't wear it. You gotta when you come in the house, you put on a different pair of shoes that you walk around the house in, and then when you go to the bathroom, you put on your bathroom shoes, and then when you leave the bathroom, you take them off and leave them in the bathroom. See, that's discretion. You know what I'm saying? These women don't have that over here. Marriage skanks. So Job 24:14. The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and the needy, and in the night is as a thief. All right, and that's these so-called Edomites, right? It says, the eye also of the adulterer waited for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, no eye shall see me. And disguised as his face, nigga put on some shit, nigga throw on a fitted hat, do the coat like pop his collar and shit, like Inch High, that old ass cartoon Inch High Private Eye and shit. All right, it says, in the dark they dig through houses, which they had marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light. So in the daytime, a nigga scope out these women, man, see where they at. Damn, Miss Parker lived right across the street.
It's just like that nigga Sandal Sock that lived in the building.
Yes.
What did he say? He seen this bitch several times with a man, but he didn't talk to her until he saw her without the man.
And then what did he do? He caught her.
Yep, he caught her.
Because women don't have wisdom. It takes to have a certain amount of integrity. It takes a wisdom, man. Right? Because with wisdom you consider things and experiences, and you don't have to lose something because you can have knowledge of something, but if you don't have wisdom, you don't feel for it through your experiences.
You gonna be mad? They fucked up Men in Black 4.
I know they did. That's why I'm not watching it. I saw that garbage. Now they got a
bitch. They put a bitch in there.
I got a pretty good for you, bro. To back you up.
And black.
Right.
Now they got the dude that played Thor, and they got that black ass bitch from Westworld, and Thor.
Yeah.
You know, she was that black bitch with the spaceship on the Ragnarok Thor and shit. You see what I'm saying? And bro, they fucked the whole franchise up.
Yes.
Same thing with Terminator. Now they got a whole bitch cast.
Yes.
Same thing with Oceans.
Oceans 11 now. With a bunch of
hard now. It's hard.
Because even when they made Oceans 11 and 12, they made that from back in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, based off those.
It was still good.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
What did they do? They put some bitches in there, or just like Ghostbusters, they put some bitches in there and they ruined it.
Right, and they talking about making another Ghostbusters, but it ain't gonna do well.
With the females?
Yeah.
Why? When the first one
You know they're supposed to make a Marvel movie with all female cast.
A Marco movie. Marvel. Oh, crap.
They already got Miss Marvel.
Right.
Captain Marvel.
Talking about one of the strongest people in the universe is this bitch.
Bro, and Captain Marvel, to see the power of the Phoenix, all right, this is a little no-brainer, all right, you know, in the Marvel universe. Captain Marvel, the power is passed down. The original Captain Marvel was a fucking man. It was a point where they changed it into a woman, all right, but the original Captain Marvel was a motherfucking man, all right, henceforth Captain, the rank of Captain. I wasn't associated with women back in the day when this shit came out. Even the Phoenix Force, where they got this all-powerful white bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that Phoenix Force then passed down from different males, man.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, it's just like when they got pissed off, the Edomites they got pissed off at this game developers for making that World War II. Then that's since when bitches was back in the war back then,
They
Right,
especially
right.
They
like
was
they was in the army,
nurses.
like
They was
you got
nurses.
bitches on there
Yeah.
fighting, and you don't think motherfuckers that's war buffs or war history
Come
buffs
on,
is gonna
man.
be upset about that? Don't know
They
bitches
had
fighting
women
on
soldiers
motherfucking
on the game.
man, yes, playing through it like they was in there, like because that the game is supposed to be based off the real experience
Right.
that happened in World War II. And like they said, it's a fact. There was no women on the battlefield. Like the only reason they do that shit today is because they ain't nothing but a bunch of
gender
facts.
equality.
That gender equality shit. Well, Trump ain't having that shit. He got rid of them trainees or whatever.
Right, got rid of the trainees
Hey,
in the
but you
army.
know what though? That's the funny thing about that shit. All right, that's how you know it's all bullshit. They're gonna bring it back because Ivanka Trump. I saw this video, and allegedly Ivanka Trump, his daughter, was a fucking belle. All right, he was, and at an early age they began giving him hormone therapies. All right, and now that you got this pretty ass bitch is actually a fucking male. And then this Kushner, this the motherfucker Kushner, all right, that's married to her, the Amalekai, but they like that shit. Them fucking homos like
Yeah.
that. They like
God.
getting married to these transgenders and shit like that. That's how they get down. You know what I'm saying? But so allegedly that may be a motherfucking male, man.
Mhm.
You know?
Damn, man. I just
Yeah, the wickedness that's
can't
just
stand it.
Let
yeah.
me
It's
read.
just-
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Anybody got something before I do?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. I'm gonna start at verse 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall, Salakia. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And that's what we do. We sow to our spirits. These Edomites sow to flesh, man. And that's why they all they bringing forth is corruption, man. I ain't gonna lie, it was just a blessing to see that because one thing I watch heavy is I watch all the disasters in the news and stuff that's going on around the world. And man, it's some shit going on around the world. I put it this way, people are being flooded out, burnt out, snowed out. Like right here, right now in Detroit. I mean, not Detroit. Grand Rapids. Even Detroit, I'm pretty sure too, though. Like it's man, why it's constantly raining, man. In the dead middle of the winter, man.
Some
It's
shit
raining.
they ain't never seen, bro.
Right, like this ain't supposed to be happening like this.
It's too cold. It's
Like
literally
right, it's too cold to be
too cold
raining
to
like
form
this.
water.
And it's been raining off and on all day today.
Yeah, and
Like,
it's
I'm
been
like,
below freezing.
up.
It's been below
Hey,
freezing all day.
I'm gonna send y'all a video because I seen this video where it was freezing in the damn desert.
Yeah, I
Oh
seen
yeah,
that.
they just got some.
Yeah.
They just got some snow for the first time in 60 years in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah, they just got a whole bunch of snow.
Yes,
bro.
and I seen what he talking about in the desert too.
Mhm.
How they had ice and snow over there. Big, huge things of snow over there, man. I was like, what? I'm like, man. Then that's when I did some research and found out this website, this program called WeatherTech. And basically, WeatherTech is a program that they built these machines like in certain places in Saudi Arabia, Iraq.
Yeah,
and
the
certain
heart
places.
machine, them towers.
Yeah, them tower
big ass
things.
tower. They
And
about
they
70
control
feet
the
tall.
rain. Like they basically throw these particles in the air and hope that the wind carry them off and create like certain clouds or something to make the clouds
What they
rain
do?
or
What
some shit.
the Earth
It's
is
crazy.
the Earth gives off a positive charge itself because Nikola Tesla figured out basically that the Earth itself is an electromagnet, and what they do is these negative particles in the air, they negatively charge these clouds. You see what I'm saying? The same thing with the chemtrails, all right? filled they had filled with aluminum and barium oxide, all these negatively charged things. And what they do is they attract. What they do is set a trail, all right, with them the chemtrails, and it draws in. It makes it pretty much attracts a storm from one area to another because you can't just make a storm, but you can control a storm and make it bigger. And you basically draw from another area, and you keep feeding it these negative ions, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then what do? You use a satellite to beam down the ELF waves that the heart machine pushes off. It pushes them into the ionosphere, and it reflects off of a satellite, comes back down, and it heats up the storm with the negative charge that's within it. So you got negative charges that's feeding into it, all right? Because if you got two opposite poles of a magnet, positive and a negative, it's basically pushing the negative charge into the clouds because the Earth is positively charged, all right? And that's also goes to show that melanin is positive charge. We have a positive charge in our hair. That's why it sticks up because we are from the earth. All right. And basically, what they do is they redirect storms and they make them bigger and they make them do all kind of different anomalies. All right. You can turn just like that the movie the brother was talking about before called Geostorm.
Geostorm, yeah.
This is Isaiah 24:1. It says, "Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof." All right, so the earth is turned upside down. Okay, and the inhabitants, which being in different nations, are in different places. You got the Sudanese, all right, which are the original Philistines and Mizraimites or Egyptians. You got them over in northern Africa, and you got the Arabs or the Ishmaelites taking their place. You see, all these different nations, including ours, were all scattered around the world. Everything is out of course. It says, jumping down to the fourth verse, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Right, and the most haughtiest in their language is proud. All right, and the haughtiest person or the haughtiest proud. Rockethon.
Wow.
And basically,
Wow.
the proudest individuals on this planet are the inhabitants of Edom. All right, Edom, Esau, so-called Caucasian, the white man, so-called red white man. And it says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Okay? And these devils, man, the covenant that wasn't even promised to them, they changed all of these different laws. 2/3 of Jake was down with that, and they even push it. Okay? So they helping transgress this law. Everything is turned out of this course at this point in time because the condition of those that are ruling this kingdom, right? If you have a people that's in a broken condition and they're ruling the world, then the whole world is going to be filled with broken individuals. It says, therefore, hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. All right, that's why it has to be burned and destroyed, because it said that because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinances and broken the everlasting covenant, shit is out of order. So how you set everything back in order? Hey, thermonuclear heat, fire from them chariots, man, and from them missiles. And the firmament has to be clean. The ocean has to be clean, and the inhabitants of the land has to die away and be clean.
Yeah, because their minds are filthy.
Exactly. It says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry hearted do sigh. All right. And those that have this word, that have this wine, because it's new to us again, because it's been made fresh within us. We are at the point that we sigh, and we are not merry hearted, man, because we're ready for this kingdom to come down. Okay. It says the mirth and tabrets ceases, the noise of them that rejoice ended. the joy of the harp ceases. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. All right, and this is the times that we're coming into. So, let's just say, for instance, as every house is shut up that no man may come in, let's just say martial law kicks off, man, and they have a curfew. All right, you have individuals that are going to be looting, rioting, and what have you. They locked up in their houses because of the shit that's taking place outside their doors, man, because the kingdom is coming to an end. So there's a crying for wine in the streets. All the joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Right, and this word, because the famine of the word is coming soon. All right, it's definitely coming during this government shutdown. All right, and there's going to be a crying for wine in the streets because they're going to be looking for us when it comes to time, like it says in Isaiah. All right, and they're not going to be able to find it. It says the city is left desolate, and the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be a shaking of the olive tree, and as the gleaning of grapes when the vintage is done. They shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of Yahweh. They shall cry aloud from the sea. All right, because when Yahweh comes back, in the midst of these nations, is elect, starting with his elected, man, and his hopeful elect, we're gonna be calling out because we're gonna be celebrating. All right, when these devils look up and they see those chariots, and the majority of them, and 2/3 of our people is terrified, they look up, man. When we look up, even though we'll be scared, man, it'd be something to rejoice for because now we understand it's like waiting for the bus for a long time. And you were cold and you stuck in the car, and you look up the street and you see that bitch coming and you get happy, man. Finally, man. Shit. Woo. I get the fuck back to the crib, you know what I'm saying?
We understand when we see them chariots, that's our deliverance coming.
Yeah, Y'all was shot pulling up. Pulling up on you, nigga. What you say? Nigga, not pulling up on you, nigga. Right. I was gonna pull up on you niggas, man. It's gonna be cool.
Only the simple gonna be thinking that they aliens coming to destroy the earth. But we know that it's the Most High and his chariots.
That's very true.
And he is going to destroy the earth too. But we're looking forward for that day. We want this place to get destroyed.
That's all we got to look forward to in all actuality. You got a precept, bro? No.
Yeah, I'm gonna end this with a precept. This is the book of Esther, chapters 15, starting at verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. What is it talking about? They're talking about Esau and these devils. Right, it's coming to them.
When all hell break loose.
Right. When they fear come, man, which is coming soon because you see how the motherfuckers was acting in California. I got after all these motherfuckers got burnt up in their cars and shit. I made sure I got that video for Esau, and I got another video where I gotta just get it on the page where one of Esau's soldiers that been caught recently by them damn them Arabs, and they beat the fuck out of him. I say,
they fucked him
brutal.
up.
Man,
His
head looks like man, his head like a cartoon and shit. Yeah, like a cartoon. Like his shit was square. Like, man, they fucked him up so bad, man.
Yeah, they gave that nigga the pumpkin head.
I'm like, this is why you don't join the devil's army. This is why I told my kids, don't join the devil's army. Because
you taking up for him.
Right. You fighting for Satan because he might have a physical counterpart to Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're gonna close up here. So shoot, if anybody got anything else, brother? All right.
We could close it.
All right. Well, with that, we're gonna close. We hope you brothers out there was edified, and all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ahchyam, Yahushai, Ahchyam, Rakal Kodash, Double honors. Kind. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And others and salutations to you brothers doing the work in truth and sincerity. Until the next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. And Bob Ball.
Abad the ball.
Abide the ball.
Shalom.
Yep.